Hello, my name is Dale Wilhite. I live in Mountain Village, Colorado. If you want to find out anything about me, you go to MySpace where I have a page. This here is a warning I give to anybody that is seeking to become a professional truck driver, especially if you plan to take one of these truck driving courses. There's something you need to know, and you better heed what I say very carefully because it can mean the difference between, uh, let's just say there's thousands of dollars at stake here. I became a truck, or attended a truck driving school back in 1991 in Shipley, Florida, called the Washington Holmes at the Washington Holmes Technical College. I don't know if today they still have that truck driving course. I'd heard a few years ago they might cancel it, but I took it. It was among I think only three in the country that the all trucking companies recognize students from. That means you can go out of that school and get a job with a national trucking company just about anywhere you want to go, because it had better instructors, that you had to drive, I think it was 500 hours. You don't literally drive 500 hours. And you had to take a CDL test. You had to be study for your CDL and so forth. And it only cost me $256. And I think the rest the state paid for. But here's what you need to understand. Most of your truck driving schools that charge, let's say, over $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 are frauds. A lot of these truck driving schools are fly-by-night schools. They may be around for a while and then they disappear. I remember one in Hawaii one time being shut down because it was it was a fraud. They just take your money and you spend most of your time sitting in a classroom. What trucking companies want are students who know how to drive. You don't have to be perfect. You're just getting a idea of how to drive. The trucking companies themselves will usually train you a little bit more. And of course, some trucking companies offer their own courses, and that's really the kind you want to take if you can, where they pay you and train you at the same time themselves, instead of you paying money to go to their school or some other school. Because some trucking companies will want to hire you, but they say, well, give us $2,000 and we'll train you. Don't waste your time. Do not waste your time. What you want to do is find a technical college that offers truck driving courses. And it should be very cheap. And you want to investigate whether all trucking companies recognize that school, that technical college, and that course that is given. You want to investigate to find out how many hours it is you'll be driving when you're at that school, and how many hours you're going to be sitting in some classroom. See, when I went to Washington Holmes Technical College, we drove all over the South. We drove to Pensacola, we drove to Montgomery, we drove to Jacksonville, Florida, Montgomery, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, and so forth. And we had to drive quite a bit. We had to take courses in at the college, backing up, going forward, shifting gears. We had to learn all that stuff. And only one person flunked out. You had to take tests, you had to pass them, but just about everybody did, except for one person. And we did have one driver that was kind of dangerous, but they let him pass anyway when they basically probably should not have. So if you're going to take a truck driving course, do not waste your time with these trucking companies that charge thousands of dollars. And because more than likely you're going to be sitting in a classroom most of the time. And when you get out, you're going to still have a hard time finding a job with a trucking outfit or company. Another thing I wanted to add here. I would just strongly suggest that you find a trucking company that offers a course and pays you while you learn, if there are some. You might want to try J.B. Hunt. J.B. Hunt, though, I must warn you, is a very hated trucking outfit because they underbid everybody, all the other trucking companies. And most truck drivers out there don't like any drivers from J.B. Hunt. So you're kind of putting your life at risk when you go with J.B. Hunt, unfortunately. Because what happens, I think, is that J.B. Hunt drivers are set to pick up a load, but the company has underbid maybe an independent driver that's on his way to pick it up. And when the independent driver gets there, he finds out that a J.B. Hunt driver has already picked the load up. And they didn't even tell the independent driver. So a lot of truckers out there do not like J.B. Hunt whatsoever, even though it's supposed to be a Christian company by J.B. Hunt, who's supposed to be a Christian man. I haven't even checked if he's still alive anymore. But they do some very shady business deals, unfortunately. But, it's all fair. Apparently, it's all legal. So be very careful if you decide to work for them. If you go to McKinney Tank Lines in Mobile, Alabama, they pay you slave wages. You won't make much money working with them. So be very, very careful about what company you go with. Find out how much they pay. Of course, the pay is a whole lot better today than it was when I was going, when I drove. And I only drove for a very short period since I've been a bus driver, and because I like going home at night. One thing I'll add is that only 1 out of 100 truck drivers will make it through a year. Keep that in mind. It's not as easy as you think it is, because you're going to have to learn how to read maps. You got to know how to fill out a logbook, and I think it is for every 6 weeks you're out, you get 1 day off, or actually you get 6 days off. For every week you're out, you get 1 day off. So if you're out 6 weeks, when you get back, you're only going to get 6 days off, and then you got to go right back to work. If you're out 8 weeks, then you'll get 8 days off. But a lot of truckers can't take their trucks home. They may take their company back to the terminal, but they may live 200 or 300 miles away, may live 500 miles away. I don't know. 6 hours, 7 hours away. So they spend almost 2 of those, let's say 6 days, just driving home and driving back to the terminal. So it's a rough, tough business, and one I didn't like whatsoever. I did not like it because, again, it's not, it's just a lot of driving. You get very little sleep, a lot of headaches, and it's just a horrible place to be sometimes, because, you know, if you like being on the road and that's all you want to do, then, you know, it might be for you. But I kind of like to go home at night. You know, I kind of like to be able to sleep, you know, more than 8 hours or 10 hours now, I think it is. So before you get into a trucking business, you better really think about it, and you better know what you're getting into. But if you're going to take a truck driving course, do not go buy these fly-by-night colleges, or schools, not colleges, but technical colleges, or courses, or whatever, because you may be asking for it. You're going to get taken. There's no reason why you can't find a technical college to offer you this course. And if you can't, find a trucking company that will hire you and let them train you and pay you while you get trained. That's the best way to go about it. The trucking company says, well, you give us $2,000, we'll train you, and then we'll hire you. No, don't do that. I just saw one ad in Delta, Florida, or excuse me, Delta, Colorado here, where they offer trucking companies trying to hire people, but we give us about $1,900 and we'll train you. No. You don't do that. They either train you and pay you for it, or you go find a technical college and make sure that that technical college course is recognized by all trucking companies, or most trucking companies, and that you can get a trucking job once you get out. That's very important. And I said, only 1 out of 100 truck drivers will make it through a year. And do not lease a truck. You drive a company truck. If you don't like the company you're with, stay with them as long as you can, and then go to a better company where you make more pay. And the more experience you have, the better. But these trucking companies can also help you, you know, become a bus driver. They can help you drive Coca-Cola trucks. They can help you do all kinds of other type of driving that, you know, you don't necessarily have to be a long-haul driver. But they're good to help you there, and they help you get a CDL and help you take the test and study for it and so forth. So that's what you need to do. Again, please do not pay for any of these stupid fly-by-night trucking schools. They're frauds. They're being shut down all the time, and back in the 90s they were being shut down all the time then too. And the government has put a lot of them out of business because they just steal your money. That's all they're doing. And you get very little training. Thank you for your time, and I hope that to those who want to be truck drivers, this information will help you out some.